Hello everyone, Marco here and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to streamline your workflows with Tana custom commands. While Tana doesn't currently support triggers for actions based on field value changes, custom commands offer an excellent workaround. I'll walk you through exactly how to set this up using a real-world example to make it crystal clear. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. Imagine this, tracking product development with predefined stages, each unlocking a specific checklist to keep everything on track. To set this up, the first step is creating our product super tag. For the fields, we'll need an options field called stage, which will represent the various phases of product development. Stages will be idea stage, planning stage, development stage, implementation stage, testing stage, launch preparation stage, and live stage. Next, to prevent accidental edits, I'll select all the stages, open the command line with Command K or Ctrl K on Windows, and use the lock node command. This ensures everything stays intact. Before moving on, I'll set the initial stage for every new product to idea stage. Now let's add a checklist field where we'll store all the tasks that we unlock as we progress through the stages. And finally, let's create a task super tag. For simplicity, I will not add any additional field for this tag as they are not necessary for this example. The only thing I do is to enable the show checkbox option. Now let's add a few products to get started. Next, we'll create a search node to collect all our products in one place. There are multiple ways to create search nodes, but here's the method I'm going to use. Write products, which will serve as the name of our search node, open the command line, and search for convert to search node. In the query builder, simply insert the product super tag. This tells the search to include all items tagged as products. To organize things visually, I'll zoom into the node, switch the view to cards, and group the products by the stage field. Now for the fun part. Here's what we are going to do. We'll add a command button next to each product name. When clicked, this button will automatically add the tasks needed for the current stage of development. For example, in the idea stage, the starting point of our process, we'll have a button labeled Add Idea Checklist. Clicking it will add the relevant checklist for this stage in the corresponding field, and the button will disappear once it's done. The product will then move to the planning stage, where a new button labeled Add Planning Checklist will appear. Clicking it will add the tasks for this stage and remove the button once completed. This process continues for every subsequent stage, ensuring the workflow remains clear and intuitive. So let's configure the product super tag to create our commands. Head to the AI and Commands section, and under Command Palette, we'll start building our first command. Add a new command and name it Add Idea Checklist. Here I'm going to select the Insert Tana Paste command. In the prompt field, list the checklist items for the idea stage, tagging each one as a task: brainstorming and researching. Lastly, configure the target node, which determines where the checklist items will appear. In this case, it's the checklist field. Simply copy and paste the field into this setting. Now, as you can see, we already have the button next to our product's name. Let's click on it right now. You will see your tasks right here. However, the button hasn't disappeared. To resolve this, we need to use some filters. Let's do that. First, I want to create a checkbox field called Idea. Under Hide field, I will select Always, because I don't want to see the value of this field. I will use it only as a filter for my command. Let's go back to our command, and before the insert Tana paste command, I will add a node filter to specify that I want to see this command only when the stage is set to idea stage and the idea field is not checked. And after the insert Tana paste command, I add a set field values command to mark the idea field as checked. So this is what will happen. The command will check if the stage field is set to idea stage and if the idea field is not checked. If both conditions are met, the command button will be visible. Once you click on it, the insert Tana paste command will be triggered and the idea field will be checked. At this point, the first filter is no longer satisfied because the idea field will be checked, causing the button to be hidden. Let's test this out. The product is in the idea stage and the idea field is not checked, so I see the button. I click on it and my tasks are added to the checklist field. The idea field is now checked, making the button no longer visible. Now we will do the same for the other stages. Let's create a checkbox field for each stage. Scroll down to the command palette section and let's create the Add Planning Checklist command. Insert the node filter to check if the stage is planning stage and the planning field is unchecked. Now add the insert Tana paste command. Write outline drafted and content mapped, tagging them as task, and specify that the target node is checklist. Add the set field values command and mark planning as checked. Now add development checklist. Insert the node filter to check if the stage is development stage and the development field is unchecked. Add the insert Tana paste command and write script writing, slide asset creation, recording, and editing. Remember to tag them as task and specify the target node. Add the set field values command and mark development as checked. Now let's create the Add Implementation Checklist command. Insert the node filter to check if the stage is implementation stage and if the implementation field is not checked. Then add the insert Tana paste command and write uploading and course design, tagging them as task. specify the target node, add the set field values command, and mark implementation as checked. Now let's create the add testing checklist command. Insert the node filter to check if the stage is testing stage and if the testing field is not checked. Then add the insert Tana paste command. Write the checklist items internal review and beta testing and tag them as task. Insert the target node add the set field values command and mark testing as checked. We've almost finished. Let's add the add launch checklist command. Insert the node filter to check if the stage is launch preparation stage and if the launch field is not checked. Add the insert Tana paste command and include the checklist items marketing ready and pre-launch. Tag them as task. Insert the target node and add the set field values command. Set launch to checked. Finally, let's create our final command button, add the live checklist. Insert the node filter to check if the stage is live stage and the live field is not checked. Add the insert Tana paste command and include the checklist items launched, active monitoring, iterating, and scaling. Insert the target node, add the set field values command, and mark live as checked. Perfect, everything is set. I will delete the products and create a new one. Sometimes adding many commands and node filters can cause some bugs. Okay, let's test this out. I have my product X in the idea stage. I click on the Add Idea Checklist button and I will see my first tasks in the checklist field. Once completed, I move the product to the planning stage. Here I have my Add Planning Checklist button. I click on it and my new tasks appear. As you can see, the button disappears every time I add the tasks associated with the current stage. Simply continue this way for all the other stages. Pretty cool, right? Once the ability to trigger action based on field value changes is added, it will open up even more possibilities. But as you've seen, Tana already offers a wealth of features to help you design workflows tailored to your needs. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Remember, you can follow me on X, Mastodon and Blue Sky and join my Discord server and subscribe to my bi-weekly newsletter for more content about productivity, knowledge management and automation. I will leave all the links in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, stay productive.